Hi everyone, Dawn here. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for visiting with me today. So this is the last video in my series for the 50 lesser known horror movies that I like. But this is the movies that I omitted from the Shock Till You Drop list. Like movies I either didn't have room for them on my list or I just thought other movies should be ahead of them. So we'll go over these really. I don't want this to be a hugely long video, so I'm gonna try and go over this kind of quickly. The first one that just didn't make my list is Basket Case. It did make the Shock Till You, well, all these movies were on the Shock Till You Drop, the original list that's in the movie on Prime, Amazon Prime. But Basket Case is just, I definitely see the value of it because of the practical effects and the stop motion work and claymation and stuff. But it just didn't do it for me. It's a movie I saw once. I didn't hate it. I don't need to see it again. It is kind of twisted. It's a little disturbing. But, you know, it just, I felt like all these other movies deserve to be on my list more. And that is just my opinion. Okay. Next is a movie called Grace. I just don't find that scary. Like it's about a baby that died in utero, but mom wanted to carry it full term. And then it turns out when the baby is born, she's very hungry for blood. And that, to me, just, I don't know, it's hard to sell that to me. It doesn't do it for me. And next, The Hunger. The reason that didn't go on my list is because I think it is actually a very popular, not popular like in a lot of people seek it out now, but I think for in its day, it was a very well-known movie. David Bowie, Susan Sarandon, Catherine Deneuve, and it was edgy. I remember when it came out, it was really an edgy movie for that time period. So, you know, and Susan Sarandon, very 80s hairdo in that one. Prophecy, I just didn't like it. Yeah, it was just, I saw it once. I don't really remember a whole lot about it, but I kind of remember the monster, the very cheesy monster. And I know Humanoids from the Deep made my list, and they're very cheesy looking, but Prophecy, just, I don't know, you know, some of those movies, sometimes the movie just doesn't hit you the way it hit other people. And next, the next one I omitted was The Dentist with Corbin Burnson. I just didn't like it. You know, it's not like it's a horrible movie. It was definitely funny and different, but it was a dentist who was mad that his wife was having an affair, so he tortured his patients, you know, with dentistry. So, you know, congratulations, that's going to the dentist, right? And next one I omitted was Food of the Gods, about the giant killer rats. As far as the visual effects, you know, you can tell that they used kind of rats standing on toys and stuff to do that. And that's always fun to see, that type of thing, that type of effect. But I just didn't like it that much. I mean, I hate it. I would watch it again. Like if it came on the TV, I might sit down and watch it, but I'm not going to go out of my way to seek it out. Next is The Fury, a very good movie with Andrew Stevens and I forgot her name, but it, you know, telekinesis. I believe it's a Brian De Palma movie. And it's a good movie, you know, but it just didn't fit into my list. It didn't fit anywhere. The Brides of Dracula, that's a Hammer film. And I do love Hammer films, but I just feel like they belong in their own category. And I felt like kind of including that movie and not including others is kind of breaking up the family. I didn't want to do that. And next on my list that didn't make it was The Exorcist 3. It's good. It's got one of the scariest scenes in any horror movie in the history of time. And I mean that. It truly does. It's like 1 second and it is just devastating. But that one scary scene, although it's great, I just feel like, you know, it's part of the Exorcist franchise. We can't say it's lesser known. I don't think we can. Next was Burnt Offerings, because it's a great haunted house movie. Like, the house starts healing itself when it gets new residents and new blood, but it's just, I don't think it's really lesser known. I think it was a pretty popular movie, especially for its day. And I don't know why, but I always get Burnt Offerings and there's another movie. Well, I guess I'm over getting it. I can picture the poster in my head, but I always get those two movies confused. Next is Hard Candy, and we talked about this in an earlier video. The reason Hard Candy didn't make my list with Ellen Page or Elliot Page and I don't know, Patrick Wilson. I don't like seeing Patrick Wilson in that kind of role, for one thing. I only want to see him play sweet guys, which I know he does play a bad guy really well, but he's so cute. So cute. But I just don't view Hard Candy as a scary movie. And that's really the only reason it didn't make it, because it's an excellent movie. I would highly recommend it to anybody. Especially older guys that try to talk to 14-year-old girls on the internet. I highly recommend Hard Candy to them. Castle Freak. Castle Freak didn't make my list, but it is a scary movie. I just didn't have a place for it. And I was kind of between Castle Freak and The Unnameable. And of course, The Unnameable made my list. Because to me, they're so similar that only one of them should be on the list. And next is a movie called Feast. That was the first Project Greenlight that Ben Affleck and Matt Damon did. Me and my friend were trying to work on something for that, but we were in over our heads. We couldn't do it. But it just, I don't know. It just didn't do it for me. And it was well made for sure, because you have Ben Affleck and Matt Damon backing it, but it was just, nah. And next is a movie called Slither, and the reason it didn't make my list is I've seen it, but I don't remember it that well. I'm just not terribly familiar with it, so I didn't feel like it was fair for me to put it on the list. And the next movie is Inside. And again, that's another movie that it just doesn't seem like horror to me. I know it has scary moments, but I don't know. For some reason, it just seems more like a thriller than a horror. And there is a difference. Trilogy of Terror didn't make it because I just didn't think it was that. It didn't hit like these other movies did. So there was just no place for it on my list. Next is a movie called Splinter. That didn't make my list because I haven't seen it. It's one of the few movies on here that I haven't seen. Repulsion didn't make my list because that's going to go on my classic horror list for sure when I do that. And it's a great movie. It is. And it's very creepy and eerie and disturbing. But it's just, I guess I feel like there just wasn't a spot for it because it was more important that these other 50 movies make my list. And next is Near Dark. And again, it's a great movie, great vampire movie. Bill Paxton, he is really great. And it was the first thing I ever saw him in. No, I saw him in Weird Science. No, I didn't. I didn't see Weird Science until long after it came out. I think I did see Bill Paxton in Near Dark first. But he, it really is a great movie. It's weird. But again, I think that's another one of those movies that isn't really, that's not an unknown movie. People know about Near Dark, don't they? And then next was Joshua. I saw that movie, but it just did not leave an impression on me at all. And then next, Don't Be Afraid of the Dark. I also saw that movie. I saw that movie when it was on regular TV, and I believe it was, I feel like it was heavily edited, and it was creepy, but it just, it would maybe if I had a top 100 lesser known movies list, it could go on that. And after that is Audition. You know, I didn't put Audition on here because, again, I think that's a pretty popular movie. And also, like Hard Candy, I don't consider that horror. So that's why that didn't make it. But it is an excellent movie, but it's torture porn. And Reanimator did not make my list because it's such a popular movie, right? It just seems like it's so well known, to me anyway. Maybe I'm wrong, but I definitely wouldn't refer to that as a lesser known horror movie. And then Wishmaster, excuse me, I burped. First of all, I don't think Wishmaster is a lesser known horror movie, and it was a good movie. It wasn't scary though. Everything, I felt like it was very predictable. I mean, it's fun to watch, but it is extremely predictable in my opinion. And then Night of the Hunter. The reason Night of the Hunter didn't make it, you know, it's an old movie. I believe it's black and white, and I have seen it a couple times. It didn't make my list because it's another one I don't really think of as horror. I think it's more of a drama thriller. It's definitely an excellent movie. I would highly recommend it. I wish they'd remake it today, but I just really wanted to squeeze the 50 movies I have on the list. I really wanted them on there because they came to me so fast that I knew that's where they belonged on the list. So yeah, those guys couldn't make it. But again, that doesn't mean those movies are bad. That doesn't mean I don't recommend them. It just means they didn't make this list. I can make a million other lists with horror movies on it. So, but those are the movies that were on the Shop Till You Drop list that I omitted and put a different selection on. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed the series. If you like this type of series, let me know because I can talk about movies all the time. So I hope you enjoyed this. I think I already said that. I appreciate you watching me. I really, I love doing these videos. It's really good therapy for me. And I know I say a lot, and I'm sorry about that. I've gotten lots of comments in the past about that, but you know what? It's part of who I am. It's who I am. So I know I haven't been posting a lot of looks lately. A lot of those looks, sometimes, even if they're very minimal looks, it takes a long time to plan and get them put together and stuff and get the video edited. And right now I have some things going on and a lot of appointments and stuff. So I can't really give it my all because I don't want to do those looks if I can't, you know, put the work into it they deserve. I have a lot of pieces that I've made that I want to make videos for. So we're definitely going to do a video. Maybe we'll do a couple this weekend and get them up for you because I am jonesing to do something, but I haven't in a while, and I need to get back into doing that. I have a list of ideas, but I'm sorry about that, and I will get to those, I promise. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I will talk to all of you later. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.